chain turns around, and this hook on the two ones that have hooks grabs the string and draws it back, and when the string gets to this point where the slot goes up, the slot will make the string slide up off of the hook, and once it gets back far enough to be completely off, slides forward. This continues around, and it does it again. We have to make a wooden chain like this. We're going to do it out of this oak 1x2. The actual dimensions of it are 1.5 inches by 3/4 inch. The wide way, the 1.5 inch way, I'm going to divide it into two 3/4 inch wide sections lengthwise. Now I'm going to go out to 20 inches and mark there to cut it off. And once you have your 20-inch long piece, cut it in half lengthwise. Now we have our two 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch. We're going to divide these up into three lengthwise sections with lines, and each section is 1/4 inch wide. Once you've got it divided lengthwise into the 1/4 inch wide strips, also divide it into 2.5 inch long sections. Come in from one end of each of the 2.5 inch sections, and 1 inch in, mark off the two outer lanes, and 1.5 inch in, mark off the one inner lane, like that. On one of the sides perpendicular to the face we were just writing on, also mark off a line every 2.5 inches in the same places, and draw a line lengthwise down it, halfway across, which, since it's 3/4 inch wide, halfway across is 3/8 inch. And on this line, 1/4 inch in from the end of each 2.5 inch segment, just put a mark. For this next part, you need to have some screws picked out. I'm using these screws. You can use whatever similar thing, just regular wood screws of some kind. And you'll need two drill bits. One bit, which is large enough to where the screw will fit loosely in the hole, and a second bit, which is slightly smaller so that the screw will fit tightly in the hole. On the end, where the two outer lanes are marked off, this mark is going to get a hole from the larger drill bit so that the screw will fit loosely in this hole. In the end, where just the center lane is marked off, this end is going to get the smaller hole drilled through it so that the screw will fit tightly. We're going to do that on each 2.5 inch segment, so loose hole, tight hole, loose hole, tight hole. Once we've got all these holes drilled, it will be time to cut the pieces of wood up into each 2.5 inch section. Now that they're cut up into pieces, we need to do the cutting of these individual sections to form the final link. So these are facing the same way. I've just colored this one in to help you see what these lines mean. So we're going to cut here and here, and we're going to cut in to remove these two outer pieces that I've darkened on this one, and then here we're going to just cut out. We're cutting out the darker spots is what I'm trying to say. We're also going to need 2 more in addition to the other 16 that we made. Except these ones, instead of being 3/4 by 3/4, they're going to be 3/4 by 1.5 inches. It'll be like the other ones, except like double height, basically. These ones are also still going to have the same drill marks, except instead of being centered, they're still going to be 3/8 inch from the bottom, like on the other ones. Once you have those cut out, we need to mark the outline of what the finished piece is going to be. Basically what it's going to be is a regular one of these with a hook sticking up above it. Now that you have all the pieces made, we need to link this together into a chain. 1 of these, then 8 of these things, and after the 8, the other one of these, and then 8 more of the regular ones, and link it back around. It's going to take 18 screws to do this. Look through the hole to make sure you've got it lined up, and then just put in the screw. After you have the 2 strings of the one with the hook and then 8 more, just connect them together at the ends. Once you have the completed chain, go along and check all these joints. Just go like this, and this kind of deburrs them and loosens them up. Now I've got the 2 chains made. I'm pretty happy with how they came out. We're also going to need 4 of these squares cut from the same 1x2 oak. We need 4 of them. The idea is that they are the gears that can turn these chains. The next step is to make gears like this one. 1/2 inch thick. Trace the outline of a 4 1/4 inch circle onto one of the pieces of wood. And now just find the center. Put a punch mark in the center of the circle. Now I'm going to use a square like this to mark 8 lines in the circle and divide the circle into 8 even parts. After that, divide each of these sections in half. There it is, 16 equally divided parts. Drill a hole at each point where the outer circle meets up with a line. After you have the holes drilled, go along with the bandsaw and cut just outside the circular line